Okay, so very good. I'm going to open those doors once again. I'm very, very happy with my model. And all I really want to do now is basically show you how we can do the second phase, which is essentially do some documentation. But before we do that, I just want to kind of drop in a little bit of furniture to make this look a bit more interesting. And here you can see one of my lovely furniture packs that I sell on the website again. Do check these out. These are really nice high quality assets if you just want some additional items for your Vectorworks models. These are all kind of 3D and 2D at the same time. What's nice about these is they have two different types of graphics. A rendered graphic for rendered type floor plans and a graphical graphic you'll see in a second for more kind of technical drawings as well. Okay, so let's just put those on their own little layer just so we can turn that on and off really nice and easily. And basically let's just drag those into position and get a nice little kind of layout of that room space as it is. I think I'm on a telly in there, so let's just see how that drops in. And basically let's drop those into position and just see how we can populate that space. Now I don't think you need the chair. The sofa down on the ground there, just hold the B key down and just position that on top of the slab. And actually, maybe we just don't need the television at all. So let's just keep it simple. Simplicity is often the best approach. But you've got to try these things out, and you know what a great way to do it and visualize whether it is too complex in 3D. So there you saw me turning off the graphic render and just turning on the visualization of the kind of like more simplistic technical rendering for that furniture as well. Okay, fantastic. So we've got our furniture in. This is looking really good already. In just a few minutes, I've modeled up a pretty detailed construction model of a section of my proposed building. So the final thing I do want to do to make this look good before our presentation is bring in some heliodons. This is one of my libraries that I supply with all my training. And basically, if you do buy my £99 bundle, you'll get over 25 amazing libraries that will guarantee your productivity and speed boosts as well. Okay, fantastic. So with the heliodon on now, we can now turn on the shadows for the first time. We can play around with things like the lighting and the ambient occlusion as well, and just kind of get those final adjustments in how light we want to set this up. So I think you'll agree, once you get the heliodon, and let's put the shadows on once again in the shaded settings, turn those shadows on, things look a lot more crisp, a lot more readable, and you know, it really, really starts to come to life. Okay, so let's go for it. Let's create some viewports. I just want to kind of like do a final layer of adjustment my roof there, just to take that up a tiny bit to the ridge. I think this is looking great. So I'm just searching for that best view. First view that I'm going to capture is this isometric view and put it on a brand new sheet layer. Now, of course, always make sure that the sheet layer DPI is at least 2 or 300 when you're rendering your final stuff. And that will look pretty good. So remember, you get a nice little preview, but it's not until you click the update button that you actually get the full quality render. Okay, so I'm just kind of like searching for how I want to lay this sheet out at the moment. Changing things like scale of viewports obviously is super easy to do. So I think we'll have a couple of smaller viewports and maybe kind of like change those around a bit in terms of position. You know, this is one of the benefits of doing all your layout in Vectorworks. You know, it's very easy to just lay out your drawings and your documents, knowing that you can change this at a fraction's notice later. And the beauty is all of these viewports will update. You know, yes, you could model all of this in SketchUp, of course, if you knew how to, but you know, you would then have to bring that back into Vectorworks, present it, and potentially do your documentation here. If the model or the design changes, then you'd have to go redo your SketchUp work, come back to Vectorworks, re-import everything, relay out everything out again, and it just doubles or trebles the workload. You know, when you learn to model in Vectorworks as opposed to SketchUp, I personally think it gives you so much more flexibility for both the design, the modeling, and the documentation. You know, you've seen how I've combined using architectural tools like walls and windows and doors and things like that, and roofs, with some of the freeform modeling for things like the gutters and the downpipes as well. So in my view, Vectorworks has just incredible parametric modeling for architectural design, really good freeform modeling, and also extremely good rendering at the kind of like what I call design level, sort of presentational rendering. Okay, so I'm just having a bit of fun here. I'm going to go through now and create some rather detailed sections. So really want to put these on a separate sheet there. And actually what I'm doing here is creating a design layer viewport first, and you'll see how this works, because using design layer viewports is an amazing technique, because now I can essentially just mirror across the whole of that section once again. In the second bit, I'm just going to use my visualization tool, visibility tool rather, just to turn off the visibility of the furniture. And let's just make sure those ridges line up. That looks really, really good. I'm very happy. And you know, in this particular design, I've only need to model one half of the building. But using things like overrides for things like the furniture, it kind of looks, you know, looks like it works. So now let's go through and basically put this onto the sheet layer. Once I get my shadows on, let's just put those heliodons on again. And I might just adjust the time for more dramatic shadows there. So I'm just kind of like searching using my walkthrough tool and the fly around tool, just to kind of search for that perfect perspective shot that I want for my perspective kind of view here. And let's go through, create a viewport and put that on my original presentation sheet. Getting quite busy over there now. But again, you'll see, let's give ourselves more paper by expanding the number of tiles. Okay, I'm really, really happy with the view there. I'd like to create maybe one more view of that perspective. So let's just kind of try an isometric view. And this time, I'm actually going to go use the clip cube and actually create a true section viewport, not just a kind of three-dimensional perspective. So once again, let's create this onto a separate sheet. Now, at the moment, you see that nice sort of blacked out section. Let me show you with a couple of clicks how we can turn the detail on. Let's just move that annotation first. And basically, let's duplicate that section one more time. Okay, so I'm going to drag off the copy and watch this. We're going to basically move that down, go to Advanced Properties, and then turn on the attributes, separate all the cross sections. And once we click Update, you'll see that we can actually basically see all of the detail that was put into things like walls and slabs and roofs. So, you know, this is almost ready to become the beginnings of a construction drawing. And I've only really been modeling this bit of the building for, you know, 20 minutes or so. So I think you'll agree it can be very, very fast. It can really help you kind of resolve your design thinking. Modeling a small section of the building is quite a nice thing to do because you don't get too overwhelmed, and I can easily go back and finish off the rest of the building later. But nearly all the principles of how I model up this building are involved just in this one small section. So if you would like to learn how to use Vectorworks 3D and move on from your sort of just straightforward 2D workflow, please reach out to me. I do training all over the world via Zoom online these days, and it's something that I'm very passionate about teaching. I've been very successful in teaching hundreds of clients to use this technique over the years, and do check out my sort of 30 odd 5-star reviews on Google. I really love teaching, so it'd be a pleasure to work with you. And you can see that now I've moved on to create something called a detailed viewport, which means that I can blow those drawings up to an even higher level and extract even more information potentially that's embedded within the design. Now, you always need to kind of add a bit more, things like notes as well. So one of my favorite techniques for this is the callout tool. I do have a database of notes. I'm just looking for my JRA database. This is a database of notes that I developed over the years. So we're going to go through and see if we can kind of locate that. I'm not quite sure where it is, so I'm using my search to see if I can find it here. But you'll see that once that database is loaded in, I'll have access to a lot of the drawing and building regs notes that I've created on past projects. Because, you know, we do this once as architects, and then, you know, another project comes along and we might forget about those notes. If I know that they're in my database, then I know where to look. And if that note exists, it will be in my database. I don't have to go off searching for, you know, 2 or 3 year old projects to locate those notes. It's just in the database because that's where I would always put it. So making things like libraries and resources is something that I cover a lot in my teaching and training that really helps you improve your efficiency as we're going through. Fantastic. So you can see that I can easily adjust those callouts. Now let's just drop in one more for that roof there. Let's search for maybe a roof, or maybe, yep, that's fine. Let's go for zinc. Okay, so we'll put a zinc roof here. Now watch this. One of my favorite little gadgets is the basically place keynote, callout keynote. This means that we can essentially have the note just saying number 1 on the drawing, and then the keynote itself, basically with the key of notes, listing all of the detail of that note. Really, really nice little kind of way to set your detailed drawings out. And, you know, if you look at Detail Magazine, this is how they do them. So I think you'll agree the callout tool is an absolute killer when you combine it with the detail viewport function. The detail viewport function is very nice because that's over my 1 to 50 generic section. And do bear in mind that all of this is related to my BIM model. So any changes I make to the construction will flow through all of these drawings very, very rapidly. And then if I do want to, I can just add some annotations to add some extra detail to any of these sections as well. So the thing about BIM modeling is don't let it put you off. You don't have to add too much detail. In fact, you can kind of like stop modeling when you want to and just sort of get into some 2D drafting with some traditional detailing as well. But this is a very, very nice technique for early stage and resolving the design intent of your details. So I think hopefully you'll agree that I've created quite a fun little presentation in a short space of time using some really nice 3D visualization techniques. We've also cut some rather detailed sections. And finally, I can also go through and create some animations as well. So I just want to kind of like cap off this video with how I create a really nice animation. Now, as you can see at the moment, I'm actually using a different technique of navigating. This is my new 3D Space Mouse Wireless, and it's something that I'm really starting to enjoy. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. See you soon.